Hello, my name is Nick, and I am a moderator for the Animal Crossing speedrunning community. And today I would like to present you with a more beginner guide for the new 5 medal setup for all deaths. It's not really that new, it was found a few months ago, but I just finally made the guide for it. If you understand this super well and have a good knowledge of the game, I would recommend checking out the accelerated guide that I have also put up. However, I think that they are both useful, so I think that you should check both of them out. So one thing before we start this, if you haven't done a run of either Chores and Credits or All Debts with the 3 medal setup, I would recommend that you do that first, because that gives you a more basic foundation and a more basic knowledge of the game, because some of the glitches in this run are kind of difficult, and some of the codes, I use keyboard switching in this, which is a more advanced technique. However, you don't need to use that, but I would just make sure that you have a basic understanding of the game by either running All Debts or Chores and Credits. So without further ado, here is the run. Oh yes, and I meant to explain, I am doing live commentary over this run, which is why it's the more beginner one, because I pause more and do live commentary. However, I'm doing this as a voiceover the first like 3 minutes, because I did not want to, I would be saying the same thing again until I got a good town. So I would just be talking over this until I check my town map, and then I see that I get the good town. So yeah, I just didn't want to repeat the same thing over and over again. So that, oh wow, nice voice crack. So that is why I am doing a voiceover right now. So I'm just going to explain like the basic thing, like the train station and whatnot, in this voiceover, and then everything else will be done live. So you start off here, you're just skipping text through KK pretty much. It's not that hard. You just, yeah, just skip KK's text. And then here comes Rover on the train. And you also just skip through his text. It's not bad. Make sure that you always give the affirmative option for Rover though. Like whenever he asks a question, like here, when he's like, can I sit on the train? Say yes. Because all of the other options lose some time. They don't lose a lot of time, but they do lose some time. Name your character ! And your town name ! This is so that the codes work. The codes only work if your name and town name are ! And also it's just fastest, since that's what you start on and it's only one character. As you might have seen in some RPG speedruns, they name their character like I. Just because it's the fastest. So this part is important because it's different from all the other text box. It is like unlocked. So as you'll see here, I went through that really fast. So what I do there is I press A and B at the same time. Not at the same time, but I like have one thumb on A, one thumb on B, and then rock my controller between my hands really fast. And that takes care of that. So, okay, this is actually the worst time to say no. You'll see me shaking my head there. Because this adds like 3 extra text boxes if you say no here. So make sure that you definitely say yes there. Some other parts, it's okay to say no. It only adds 1 extra text box. But you pretty much just want to say yes for everything, no matter what. So you arrive here, and then you're just going to text mash through Nook. He's going to tell you that you can choose a house. It doesn't matter what you say here, if you say don't laugh or whatever. There's no real choice there. It's the same option no matter what. Or like he'll say the same thing no matter what. Okay, this is really important. For this run, you should choose the upper left house. This makes it easier to set up the glitch and to line everything up. So make sure that you choose the upper left house in this run. And what I do is as soon as as my character goes in the door, I start holding down so that he runs out immediately. And make sure that you say you like it and here is good, because if you don't, then you have to choose a new house and that loses a lot of time. Or you have to re-enter the house. I would just reset, honestly, if you said no. So, you just go through here, text mashing, Nooks, speech, about why you should pay off your debt and whatnot. So this next text box here, there's no way that you can say no to it. You always have to say yes. If you hit the B button, nothing will happen there. So you always have to say yes to that. But when you give him the money, you can actually say no. So make sure that you say yes to that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the voiceover. Because I'm about to see that I get a good Nook Acre and good post office. So the live commentary will take over. So please enjoy. Leave a like if this guide helped you. And I will see you guys in the live commentary, I guess. Alright, hi. Welcome to the live commentary now. So basically, from this point on, I will be commentating live over everything that I do. Oops, forgot to. Okay, so, okay. Alright, so this is not a bad map, it's not a good map. When you're looking at a map, things you want to look for are A2, A4, always A2, A4, reset if you don't get A2, A4. And then the other thing is houses under Nooks. This is okay. I like to count acres under Nooks. So you see here I have, this house is 1 acre. I have 2 acres, which isn't bad. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 acres. This is kind of a gambly map, and I say that because I have 3 top layer and 3 bottom layer. Bottom layers are pretty much like killers and runs. It'll just lead to a really bad... Oh, yo, I have Bob. And rolled. Okay, sorry. It'll lead to a bad chores time. Bob is not that bad. Bob is actually better than Ursula in this case because it's 1, 2, 3. So ideally, I'd want these 3 villagers in this little like corner here. And if I got either of these, normally I would probably reset, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to run through with everything since I'm not going for a good time anyway. Same with Ursula if I get her. So, yeah. When you start off here, to get the best intros time, what you're going to want to do is run like the way opposite of Nooks. So, see, Nook here is in A2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, and down here, then up, and then over here, and then up, 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 up. So I would go clockwise if Nook is in A2. So that way when you finish here, because or else I'd go and then I'd finish here and then I'd have to run back again, which is ineffective. And then alternatively, if Nook is in A4, then you're going to run counterclockwise, so that you end up over here. So we use this program called Town Capture. That's the little box you see in the bottom there. It just takes a picture of your map, so that way you don't have to pull out your phone. We used to do that. That's really slow. You don't have to just memorize. It's pretty easy with Town Capture. So in intros, all you do is talk to all your villagers. It's pretty straightforward. Talk to all of them. They just have something quick to say. Alright, so I don't really know what to say here since it's just intros. Make sure that you Talk to all your villagers. Don't forget Tortimer. That's a beginner mistake, is forgetting Tortimer. When you talk to Tortimer, just say my dad. All the text boxes are the same length. So yeah. So this uses a 5 metal setup. So you only have to enter your house 3 times each time you do the thing. Each time you duplicate the items. So it's shorter, there's less loading time, and then also I'm going to use a code that takes the music out of the game, so it makes it load a lot faster as well. Alright, so intros, a good intros time for a new player is anything below 6 minutes and 30 seconds. I would aim for that if I'm you, or if I was new. Anything below 6 minutes and 30 seconds is good. I'm not timing this run since I'm going to be explaining stuff as I go on. So I'm not really going for speed. I'm just going to explain stuff. Alright, so Tom Nook gives you the uniform here. The easiest way to do this is as soon as his text box closes, you hit Y and then L on the controller because L picks stuff up. We'll use that more in the duplication glitch. And then up, A, and then you just spam B and A again to talk to him again. So that's a fast menuing strat. So yeah, just Y, L, up, B, A. And then he has you plant the flowers. Yeah, that's a sick item that I have in the top left there. So the flowers don't matter in this run. They only matter in Golden Net. You plant them anywhere. Typically, you want to open your menu like as fast as possible, but don't open it too fast because sometimes I could open it like here, and then I try to plant and it's gonna. Oh, actually no. Well, it would say, hold on, I can't get the. You can't plant anything here. So make sure that I run in a circle around Tom Nook's, and then run in a circle and plant things. But make sure that you give enough space because you don't want to get that you can't plant anything text box. Because then you have to move more, so it wastes time. So you can just plant them wherever, it doesn't matter really. Just as long as they're all planted. Alright. So next you deliver furniture. Bob. Bob is a decent villager. Because he's 3 acres away, like I said before. Make sure that you acre count. And another thing is town capture can help you remember where characters are, but not who they are. So you have to still remember the names and the acres that they live in, but at least you don't have to remember like the locations. Well, for intros, it helps a lot. So normally I would have split here and town capture would be gone. However, I just realized that I don't have live split up, so I'm not splitting, but I can still hide town capture. Okay, there we go. Wait, I didn't mean to clear it. I still need it. Shoot. Well, oh well. So that was a good first delivery. There's not much to say about that delivery exactly. We're going to now. Okay, now he gives you a map, but still, if you have town capture up, it's a lot faster to just look at that than to pause and use the map still. Gaston. Okay, Gaston is not a good villager because he's far away from Nook's. But for the sake of this, I'm going to take it. So, you give you the stationery. Make sure that you write to the correct villager. If not, you have to talk to Tom Nook again. And honestly, at that point, it's probably just worth resetting. So you press Y, go over to your paper. Just anytime while you're running here, find the villager, and then spam start. And that will get you out of all those menus. And then you come here, and you send it off. For this one, it's really easy. You just spam A in the post office. Because later on, when you get the deposit option, you have to go down one. But for mailing a letter, when you talk to her, you just spam A and everything will go through the menus really fast and easily since there's only one option and you only have one letter. So it's really fast to get through the menus. So then you just run back to Nook's and talk to him again. So the next chore that he has you do is the no chore, where he tells you he doesn't have one for you. So the easiest thing to do here is talk to the villager that's closest to him. If you have one right under him, it's really nice. You say, give me a job. And, oh wow, I actually got really lucky there. Wow, I got one text box and no job. So that's one of the options. I was actually kind of hoping that I would get a job. If they have a job for you, what you want to do is spam B if it involves you taking something to someone else. This is the worst outcome because some of the villagers will get mad at you if you don't do their job. But that is fine because an easy way to fix that is you just acre flip like this and then like that, and then they won't be mad anymore. And then the second best option, other than them having nothing for you to do, is if they want you to get something. For that, you can accept it because they'll have less text boxes and they won't be mad. So it's faster if they want you to get something from someone, then accept it, but never do it. And if they want you to take something, then you have to say no. So now we go and talk to Nook again. He wants us to deliver a carpet to Rold. Alright, so I actually got, like, my worst villagers, which is kind of unfortunate. But it's okay. For the sake of the guide, I'm not too worried about that. So the carpet is straightforward. It's just another delivery. Oh, shoot. Okay, don't do that. That's one thing that I do a lot, is I hug the walls too much, and then I have to come, like, around. But the carpet delivery is standard. There's no tips or tricks to it. Just hope that you get a close villager, and you come and talk to them. And you deliver their carpet. Partay. Alright, and then he tells you... It's just text spamming. That's a lot of this run. A majority of it is just text spamming. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention that's actually pretty important to this run is when you deliver the first piece of furniture, like, check to see what it is. Because if it is a table or, like, music player / wardrobe, that's really good. And check Nook's shop, because if he has a table or music player / wardrobe, then you're going to want to buy that from him. So just check to see music players or tables and wardrobes are very good items to get because it eliminates codes that you have to put in. So next, you deliver an axe. This is always to the villager who you sent the mail to, so that's why it's easy to know when you send the mail who you're going to, like, get for the axe delivery. So I'm going to run over to Gaston now. Oh, I forgot again. So this delivery is once again straightforward. One thing I didn't mention about the mail, well, I said spam start to get through it, but you don't have to write anything. You can just spam through it like I did. I missed him because I accidentally cleared my town capture. But you should still have town capture up at this point so that you can see. So you deliver the axe, and then I always, after my deliveries, I just start spamming B. Because, well, like that, you press B to get out of it there, and then you won't accidentally talk to them again. And I actually, while I'm talking to them, I start holding, like, my, direction and the run button, L, so that I can just, as soon as I'm done talking to them, I just run away. Like that. So I believe that's it for the deliveries. Once you're done with the deliveries, this is also important, is you want to drop your items. Oh, don't drop the shirt, but drop the floor and furniture item. This way you don't take up space in your inventory, and the reason that you want to keep the shirt is because we use it for the glitch that we perform to duplicate bells. So that is what you want to keep. Next, you have the bulletin board. The bulletin board is easy. He asks you to write a slogan, but once again, the game doesn't check. So you can just kind of write whatever you want, which in our case happens to be nothing. So you run, this is easy again. So I press A, and then I start holding like the run and over button, and then just spam start. So that way I start running immediately. So you get to the writing portion on the board, and then you just start holding like you're gonna run away and spam start, and that gets you through it just like the letter, just like how it gets you through the letter. And you come back and talk to Nook, and that is it for chores. So chores is not that bad. Chores is just RNG, hoping that you get close villagers and potentially good furniture items. So that way you can have a fast chores time. A good chores time for a beginner player is like sub 14 or sub 14:30 typically. That's really good. That'll definitely get you a sub 40 with this route. So yeah, just try to get that. Alright, so after this, we are going to start entering in codes. Now this is where there's another advanced part right here, called keyboard switching, which I will show. But keyboard switching pretty much is you press Z, and instead of QWERTY keyboard, it gives you alphabetical. So you can go like, oh, I haven't practiced this in a while. Oh gosh. Sorry, this looks not professional. I do this a lot better in the advanced route, but I made that like a month ago, so now I don't really remember how to do this, and I didn't practice. Even though I thought to myself, I was like, make sure I practice before I do this, and I didn't. So that's keyboard switching. That was really slow. What I'd recommend is don't start off with keyboard switching. Definitely just enter in the code normally, because that way it is keyboard switching is difficult, but it is an advanced strategy that will save time in runs once you learn how to do it. Pretty much you don't have to use any of the right side of the keyboard over here, because most of the letters when you switch, you can find them all over here when you're on one way, like one keyboard layout or the other. So yeah, so keyboard switching, it's a bit advanced. I don't even remember how to do it at this point, but that's alright. So you enter in this code here, which will give you 30,000 bells. Oh, back to keyboard switching, another thing is eventually you just memorize the code. Like I said, I haven't done this in a while, so I kind of forgot it. But you want to memorize the code so that it becomes almost muscle memory, and that you can like easily tell where you're supposed to be. This code, as well as this route that I'm using, I have this printed paper here. I'm going to link this in the resources on speedrun.com, so that way you can, and it'll also be in this forum post. I need to fix a few mistakes, it looks like, but once I fix those, I will upload it and make sure that it is accessible to everyone. So this is the 30,000 bell bag code. This is another difference in this route, is we use this code and pay off the first debt immediately. Oh my gosh. I was really hoping that that wouldn't happen. Wait, I actually don't see the error. Unless this is supposed to be a capital K. Okay. Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm kind of out of it because I wasn't expecting to do this. So anyway, so you get the 30,000 bell bag code. And as you'll notice, now we have no music, and that loading screen is pretty instantaneous. So this will, oh my gosh, a purple butterfly, really? Dang it. Anyway, this will... Oh, and while you're running over, make sure that you open the present, because you don't want to start talking and not actually have the money, because it won't count unless you open it. So you go down one to deposit. Now this is important. You have to remember to go down every time you're in here now and hit deposit. So you just run over, pay off the first debt, and then we exit and go back to Nooks. This is, again, a beginner mistake, is people don't remember to go back to Nooks. So, then you have to talk to him and change the day again. And a banded? Oh my gosh. What the heck is this? Sorry, the bug RNG is just crazy right now. So, he's gonna talk to you. Make sure that you say yes here, the affirmative option, which is like, please. So make sure that you say that, because if you say no, it's like a really long text box. And then say your house color red. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but red is just the fastest because it's the first option. So after you're done with this, you're going to want to order a tape deck. So you go see my catalog, and then you go down to tape deck and order. Yes. And now we enter in codes for the table and the autumn metal. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have done that. I forgot that there was that thing there. So other things, and then say code. Alright, the table code is easy. I7, and you go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I messed up. After I said it was easy, it was insulted. So that one's really easy because you can just hit left and A, like left A, left A, left A, left A, a bunch on your controller. And it'll be really fast because you just enter all the numbers in a row one at a time. So you get the table, and then you're going to, and then you're going to enter in the autumn metal code, which is what we are going to be duplicating a ton of to get all our money. So this is an easier code to memorize. It's Hort of Tendendy and sort of Tendenny G. So this one, that's really easy. That one's also easy to use code switching on. For the table, I don't recommend code switching. I don't think it would help at all. But for the autumn metal and definitely the 30,000 bell bags, I definitely recommend that you use code switching because it is way faster. So, is that another banded? I think it was. And so after you're done here, you save and quit. And you always set the time 1 month back. One thing that's different, though, is normally when you start saving, you reset. Don't do that in this run. Because if you do, you're going to lose the no music. So you definitely don't want to do that. Because it's faster, even if you have to go through this extra text box, it's still faster. So after you save and quit, you always set your time to 1 month prior. You set it to 1 month prior because if you set it to 1 month later, what's going to happen is Nooks will eventually upgrade. And then his next upgrade gets a sliding screen door. So you have to wait about a second each time you go in for his sliding screen door to go away. Okay, so now we are going to do the glitch, the duplication glitch. So what you do is you start off by going in here, and you are going to want to put down the pattern here. So put down a pattern as clothes right here. And then you're going to put your actual shirt that you came on the train on here. And you unwrap the tape deck, which is what we ordered. So, oh, here's another menuing thing. Is, you go here and then you go up, left, 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 up. And then you can hit L to get the present, and then hit B. Then B again. And then you open, and you get the tape deck. So that is just one faster way of getting it. And you still pick this one up. So, yeah. Okay, now for the actual glitch. So what I do is I hold on this shirt and press the run button. Press up and then start running. And you have to time it. And I will show Okay, right here. So if you look at the top of my screen, I'm going to link the Cold Eggman's video to this glitch as well. But if you look at the top, you can't really, I can't like show you, but at the top there's a little triangle, like right at the crest of the player menu. You want the bottom of the triangle to line up with that crest, and this way the glitch will always work. So then what you do is you unwrap your table and then drop and run up at the same time. Okay, I messed up because I was spending too long talking about it, I think. Oh shoot, or maybe my thing wasn't right. Okay, I think here. Whoa. Huh. I don't know why this is not working. What the hell? Shit. I don't want to have to redo this, but I don't know why this isn't working. Okay, I don't know why this is in my inventory again. Shoot, I was happy too because I had gotten it pretty quickly after not having done it in a while, and now of course I can't get it anymore. Sorry, I know this is like really unprofessional. I don't know why this isn't working. Okay, here we go. I don't know what just happened there. Of course it happens when I'm trying to make the guide. But eventually, you'll shoot up here, right, where my character is. You'll shoot up here, and you press B to get the tape deck. Then you walk off. You place down the tape deck, pick up your table. And what I do is right here, place the second tape deck, then I run down and grab this shirt while it's placing, since you can't interact with it while it's being placed anyway, and run out. So that is one of the hardest parts of the glitch, is just setting up the first thing, because you have to get that perfect frame there. Once again, apologies, I don't know what was happening really when I was trying it before. I've never seen that happen before. But anyways, you just want to make sure that the top of your player menu is lined up with the triangle at the top, and then you just place down the table while still running up, and then you get shot up on top of it. So next, there's a setup we have here. So you push the bottom tape deck forward, and you'll shoot on top of the top one, and then you turn right a little bit and place the table down. Then you come down here, look up, and you place the metal down, grab the tape deck, grab the table, which will set you facing towards the metal, and then you place down the tape deck again. Once again, Cold Eggman makes a good video explaining this. I'm explaining it in voice, but if you want to see his, it's a good guide as well. So then you come in here, you take this tape deck, push this up, go right, and then you place down your table again. Another important thing about this, then you're going to want to take this metal, and you always place the metal, pick up the table, then place the tape deck. And I messed up because I was thinking about what I was going to say next. So sorry about that. Make sure that you pull this down. So it's going to be here. There's not going to be anything on top of it after you set up the third one on my right. And then you pull it down before exiting the house. And now I forgot the important thing I was going to say. Of course. Yay. Oh, inventory management. Remembering where things are. So what I do a lot when I ran this was I would say like, okay, table and two, and I'd keep saying that to myself so that I'd remember when I need the table, just go immediately to my second thing. So here, this one is the goofy one. And I say goofy because to get the table at the angle you want, you have to move your control stick really weirdly. So what I do is I push this up, and then I go on my control. I can't like show, but it's like bottom right, then down. And okay, well, I did it too much there. Oh gosh, this guide is awful. I'm so sorry. So you go down right, then down. And then that typically sets you up correctly. Okay, well, actually here it didn't. So you have to press it for a very short amount of time, but still like a long enough amount of time. So I know that's like a bad description, but you'll get a feel for it. Typically, you want the table to occupy the space that my character is in and this space right here. That way, you can just set these down. However, where mine went is not that bad. What you definitely don't want is for it to be like up and down here, because that you like can't do the setup properly with that. So now we have 4 tape decks set up, and then this one is where we set up the last 2 tape decks. Even though it's only 5, we have to reset this one up because it has a tape deck in it right now, and we want to switch that out for a metal, obviously. So we go up. This one's easy. It's just like down left and then down again. It's not that bad. And you drop your table. Okay, this is not where I wanted it. If your table goes over here, typically you want it in the spot where my character is and then the spot right in front of him. If it goes over here, you just hold down left, and you'll drop on top of it. And then you pick up the tape deck, and you do the glitch here. Drop it. Now what we are going to do is pick up this original tape deck that we had, and you blast off again. Go down, like so, face down. Place down your table. This is perfect, because then we are going to put our metal and our tape deck. So the other good thing about this is you don't have to readjust. That's actually one thing I completely forgot about, was when you do the 3 metal setup, you set it up in the small house and then go to the bigger one, and then you have to readjust as well. So this was kind of a okay-ish explanation, but definitely watch Cold Eggman's video. He has like quick, precise, and he doesn't screw up like I did. So you come outside, drop your table, and now is where the fun begins. So you pick up 15 metals and sell them. And now, since we only have to make 3 trips inside, it is a lot quicker and faster. So what I do is I come inside. As soon as I start like coming inside, I spam B. Make sure that you listen for when you pick up the metal, because if you keep spamming B, you're going to pick up this tape deck and ruin your setup. So what I do is I spam B, I run up here, spam B, then I hold left, wait until your character moves, hold right, wait until he moves, and then just go down a little bit, and come back out. This is a fast way to pick up the metals. I don't know if there's any like fastest way to pick up the metals. This is just what I do. It works, it's neat, and it'll get you 15 metals. So now that you have the 15 metals, you're going to want to go and sell them to Nook. You come up here. This is important. He's going to ask you about HHA. Make sure you say the second option. The first and third options are very long with text. So make sure that you pay attention here and say, leave it to me. And then you're going to just spam through this and then leave immediately after you're done with that. And then, because he needs to tell you that you have upgraded. This is another common mistake, is beginners will not remember to talk to Nook once they've upgraded. So they you talk to him, but he doesn't actually explain that you've paid it off. So then you go to the post office, but you don't have the new debt yet. You're going to talk to him, sell. What's nice about this game that they don't have in like any other ones is you can just press A and he'll know that you want to sell all of them. So we sell, and now this is important. The order that you like drop and receive money in this run. So for instance, here it says to drop 2 of these bell bags in here. Make sure that you do that, or else your inventory management will be screwed up later on. So make sure that you drop the bells before you pay off the debt. So you go down one, deposit, and then you pay off everything. So now this is another really important part of this run, is you have to remember to upgrade your basement. Lots of runs die because they don't upgrade the basement. It's not too important, it's just way faster when you upgrade. I'll show you when we do it. You're gonna come back in and he's gonna talk to you and make sure that you upgrade your basement. So right here, add a basement. Make sure that you say that, because this debt is cheaper, so you only have to make one more sell trip before you can pay it off. And like I said, it's faster when you flip between the basement instead of flipping between the and going outside. Sorry. So save here. Another thing is, notice how whenever I talk to Lloyd, I go close to my door. Make sure that you do this as well, because when you save, your character auto walks to the door, and that's obviously slower than if you run and stand right next to the door, because then he has a shorter distance that he automatically walks when you want to run pretty much the whole time. So now we're going to set it another month back. So before I go, other things, set clock, and then we go May. Alright. So now we have our basement. This is the shortest debt normally, because all you're doing is picking up and selling 15. Wow, nice rain. So you come in, and once again, you can just grab all these and sell them. So you see here, I hold right, and I keep holding right, because as soon as it loads here, I'll show again next time. But as you can tell, that's a lot faster than having to go through the opening the door animation when you walk outside. So when I go down here, I'm holding right this whole time. That way your character immediately triggers the loading zone again when coming back up. So now we've picked up 15, and that was much faster than having to go outside and watching your character close the door and then open the door and do all that. So you pick up 15, you go and talk to Nook. He's going to say thank you for paying it off. And we're going to sell. So you click on our autumn metals. So this one, once again, make sure that you pay a lot of close attention to what you're supposed to drop in the train station acre, because for this, you come here and you drop all of your money bags. Make sure that you count all 5 dropping. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count all 5 of them dropping, or else your inventory management will be messed up. You go to deposit, and this one's really cheap, so you can pay it all without even needing the money bags. And yeah, that's debt number 3. Really fast, really easy, just picking up and selling. And now we're gonna go upgrade again. Of course, make sure you always upgrade. There's all the money bags that we dropped. He's gonna say thank you, and now you upgrade your normal floor. Once again, say please. Red roof. And yeah. And now one thing that's important here, I don't really know why we do this. It seems like you could just do it. Actually, I do know why. It's because the metals are still closer. So come in here, and I'll be able to explain this a little more, but pick up 15 and don't sell them yet. I will explain more when we upgrade our house. I can kind of show you why we do this. But the metals are closer right now, so I really don't think it saves like that much time, only a few seconds. But when the category is only 40 minutes now, every few seconds helps. So we get our 15 medals, and then I'll show you as soon as I load why you want to pick up your medals before your house expands. Once we get there. So you just save and quit, don't reset. And then, yeah, you load again. So eventually, after running for a while, the set clock will start to become automatic, and you'll just like be doing it without even realizing it. So, like when I tried to delete my towns now through the game instead of just through the memory card, because that's how I always do it. I normally go to the set time thing just because it's so automatic. Oh wow, look, it's the Cherry Blossom Festival. Okay, this is another thing. Make sure you set your date to a date that doesn't do that. So that when you go back, you won't have like morning aerobics, you won't have fishing tourneys, or I guess Cherry Blossom Festival. That's a new one. Alright, so make sure that you pick a good date. So, okay, so as you can see, before I was coming in here, I could immediately spam B, get all my things. But now, they are all pushed back. So, you have to account for... I mean, it really is only like half a second, or like 3/4 of a second. But it still helps a lot to just pick them up before you expand, since they're closer. So then you come in here, and he's going to say, oh, wow, you've paid off your house. Yes, of course. And then he's going to tell you, and we're going to sell all these medals. Oops. So once you sell all your medals, you're gonna start picking up the bags in the train station acre that we left there before. We're gonna leave one of the bags. This is for like the very final debt that we pay off. But you pick up all of these. Well, I guess not all of them. Pick up 6 of them. 6 of the 7. Leave 1, like I said, is for your final debt. And you're going to come here, post office, and pay off this debt. This debt is also another fast one, because it's just selling one more thing. And then picking up some bell bags. So these ones are really fast. And then the 5th debt gets a little more complicated, and there's a lot of selling trips, since now we used pretty much all our money. Now we only have that one 30,000 bell bag, and the 5th debt is obviously the most. So we have to make sure that we have to get a lot more medals in order to sell enough. Say please. If you don't go with orange for your last house upgrade color, you're not cool. So just make sure that you always hit orange there to make sure that you're cool. Just a tip. So then we come back and we save and quit. Alright, so now that we're done saving and quitting, just set the time 1 month prior, and then we will be done. So this is the last time that we change time. The last time that time travel. Yeah. So, okay, like I said, this is where it gets a bit complicated. Immediately, you'll notice one difference. We're only going to pick up 14 medals. This is because of the inventory management, like I was saying, and how many bells we have. It just works better if we only pick up 14. So I go upstairs now, and then come back down, just because it's shifted more towards the left, as you can see. So it's faster to go upstairs. Just make sure that you don't get like caught. Make sure that you like run out enough and then go up so that you don't get stuck on the stairs. I've gotten stuck before where you'll be like coming out and then you'll like hold up here and you can't run up. So just make sure that you run out enough. Shoot, my pockets are full. I thought I only did 2. Okay, well, I messed this up. So you only want 14. So I'm just gonna drop one. Sorry about that mistake. We pick up 14 for inventory management. We come in here. He's gonna talk to us. And then he tells you how much money it is. And you're like, that's easy. I run a money laundering scam in my house on the main floor. Don't worry about it. And yeah. So we're going to sell 14, and after we sell these 14, we're going to drop them all on the floor. Drop all the bags just right outside Nook's, not in the train station or anything. I mean, I guess you could in the train station, but I don't see why. I just go down here, and you have 4. Make sure that you count all 4 dropping. Okay, you could see all 4 there. And one of them is behind a tree, so I'm going to have to remember that later on. Now we pick up 15 and sell 15 again. So yeah, the whole selling 14 thing is just for inventory management so that we have enough room for everything. See, I got stuck on the stairs there. So there we go, showing that off. I say showing it off like it's a good thing, but that's not what I meant. So now we get our 15 medals. And we go back and sell them all. So this debt is also unique because you deposit twice. Just because, like I said, the bell management and inventory room is just faster to... when we deposit once, so then we have a smaller debt, so then we can deposit again and make sure that everything fits in there. And because eventually we are going to pick up stuff. Oh, my notes say you can pick up that bag now. I normally just use it for the final debt. I guess you can pick that up there, but it doesn't really matter. So you pay off everything that you have, and then you're still going to owe a little bit. And now we just grab and sell some more medals. So from here we go down, over, and we are going to sell the medals. So we're grabbing them and selling them again. We grabbed 15, oh my gosh, are you serious? Why can't anything in this guide go right? Oh my goodness. I can't believe that. On like the final debt, I really messed it up. Okay, well... this guide is so bad. Oh my gosh. Anyway, at least it's like the final debt, even though we still have more selling trips that I have to do now. Yay. I don't know how much I have. I need 2 more. I have to waste another trip just to get... Okay, well... Gosh dang, dude. Can't believe that. Don't pick up your tape decks. That's bad. I could have sworn I was holding right, but whatever. So we're gonna sell these 15. He's gonna give us the money. And now we're not gonna drop the money bags that this gives us. This is what I was talking about. We can still pick up 10 more. And sell those 10 with the money bags that we have. So that's why we deposited before, was just so that we'd have enough room for everything. So normally you'd only take 2 trips here. I have to take 3 though, since I messed up and accidentally picked up a tape deck. But anyway, gosh, I'm so sorry that this guide is a mess. I probably should have practiced a little more before doing it, but I just kind of wanted to get it over with. But anyway, you pick up 10 this time, and then we're gonna go and sell it. This is our final time talking to Tom Nook. Say goodbye, Mr. Raccoon, Mr. Tanuki. So you go, and then we're gonna pick up that final bell bag outside the train station acre and sell it. I mean, not sell it, and deposit and pay off our debt. So you pick that up, and you run over and pay off the final debt. And that is all debts. So, once again, this route, without the music, it cuts load times out. And with the 5 metal spawner, it cuts more like load times out because you don't have to load as many things. So it's all around just a lot faster. With a little bit of practice, you should be able to get sub 40 really easily. Time is right there when your character fist pumps in the air. And that is all debts. So, thank you for watching this beginner tutorial. If you'd like, you can watch the accelerated tutorial that I have put up. It is, it's a run that I did in less than 38 minutes where I just kind of commentate over it. So if you want like less pauses and you just want to see one full run, but still with some explanation behind it, definitely check that out. Thank you guys all so much. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Discord or join the Animal Crossing speedrunning Discord. If you want me to make another guide, because this one was kind of like let me know and I will make another one, but no promises it'll come out anytime soon since this one took me about a month and a half to put out. But thank you all for watching and good luck on your runs. Bye.